Speaking Theatre Company presents an audio scene adaptation from Detour by Martin Goldsmith. In this last scene from Detour, Al Roberts, musician who had been hitchhiking across the country to see his girlfriend, is now running from the death of Charles Haskell, who picked him up on the road and whose death he did not cause, and now Vera's accidental death, which he also did not cause. Vera had been blackmailing Al for Haskell's death since he picked her up on the road.
The world is full of skeptics. I know. I'm one myself. In the Haskell business, how many of you would believe he fell out of the car? And now, after killing Vera without really meaning to do it, how many of you would believe it wasn't premeditated? In the jury room, every last man of you would go down shouting that she had me over a barrel and my only way out was force. The room was still. So quiet for a while I wondered if I had suddenly gone deaf. It was pure fear, of course, and I was hysterical. But without making a sound, Vera was dead and I was her murderer. Murderer. What an awful word that is. But I had become one. I'd better not get caught. Whatever evidence there was around this place had to be destroyed, and from the looks of things, there was plenty. Looking around at the room, the things we bought was like looking into the faces of 100 people who had seen us together and who had remembered me. This was the kind of testimony I couldn't rub out. No, I could burn the clothes. Hide bottles for the next 5 years. There'd always be witnesses. The landlady, she could identify me. The car dealer, the waitress in the drive-in, the girl in the dress shop, and the guy in the liquor store. They could all identify me. I was cooked. Done in. I had to get out of there. Well, once I had remained beside Haskell's dead body, planning carefully how to avoid being accused of killing him. This time, I couldn't. This time I was guilty. I knew it. I felt it. I was like a guy suffering from shock. Things were whirling around in my head. I couldn't make myself think right. All I could think of was the guy with the saxophone and what he was playing. It wasn't a love song. It was a dirge. But my problems weren't solved. I had to stay away from New York for all time. Because Al Roberts was listed as dead and had to stay dead. And I could never go back to Hollywood. Someone might recognize me as Haskell. Then, too, there was Sue. I could never go to her with such a thing hanging over my head. All I could do was pray she'd be happy. I was in Bakersfield before I read that Vera's body was discovered, and that the police were looking for Haskell in connection with his wife's murder. Isn't that a laugh? Haskell got me into this mess, and Haskell was getting me out of it. The police were searching for a dead man. I keep trying to forget what happened, and wonder what my life might have been if that car of Haskell's hadn't stopped for me. But one thing I don't have to wonder about. I know. Someday a car will stop to pick me up that I never thumbed. Yes, fate. Or some mysterious force can put the finger on you or me, for no good reason at all.